Hey guys, Stefan Fischer here from All Off Road. I hope you guys are well. Today is a short video about something new on the car which I really tried to avoid, or where I'm at least very conflicted. Parts of me thinks, oh, it's great and I want to have it. Other parts of me thought, I'm not really sure whether I want to be always reachable. But given with all the drama with DCS and the courts, the question for me is either stay at home, be available to my lawyers, or go away and carry what I have purchased now. So let me show you. So, as you probably guessed, I have submitted to Starlink. So I purchased a Starlink Mini, which is in here, and that soon will be mounted permanently on the car. And yeah, then I will tell you how it works, how I like it. But before it's mounted, I had to do a bit of research and find the right gear to mount it, and that's what I want to do this short video about today. For full disclosure, I purchased a Starlink, but all the other gear I'm going to show you today has been given to me for testing and review purposes. But that didn't just magically appear on my doorstep. I did all the research. I looked at the gear which I wanted to use and hope will work with my setup. Then I contacted the companies, and gratefully they were all willing to send me one of their products for testing and review purposes. So number one is the UnderCover bag, which nothing special really, but it is a very good canvas bag and it stores my Starlink when it's not on the car. It comes with this internal pouch for Starlink, which has a fairly soft material in here, because I heard you can scratch the dish fairly easy. Then inside now I have my super long Starlink cable, a shorter Starlink cable, an adapter that all fits in the same bag. It's very nice canvas. The bag inside has also two compartments which you can actually take out, so it's pretty neat here. But I'm going to put that back in, and yeah, one of that internal bags holds all my cables. They go back in here, and then the Starlink Mini slides into here. Again, it zips up nicely, and then perfect storage bag. Even if you have a Starlink Mini saying you don't want to permanently mount it, I think that's a pretty neat space-saving way to store it in your car, and yeah, easy to carry. Really like that. UnderCover Australia, I researched it, I found them, and they sent me that bag for free. So number two, because I'm planning to have it not permanently but semi-permanently mounted on top of my roof rack, so I needed a mounting solution, and that's where comes in Outcamp. So they made a mounting solution for the roof rack. I initially ordered the Starlink roof bracket, which is supposed to be fitting to most roof racks. However, it doesn't really fit a roof rack, it fits a roof bar. If you just have a crossbar, then it probably fits, but my Rhino rack platform, it did not fit at all. So let me walk you through the installation of the Outcamp Starlink Mini roof rack mounts. Before beginning, I had to reorganize a few items on my roof. I removed the Thuraya satellite phone antenna and repositioned the pointing MIMO antenna for my RUT11 4 and 5G router, which I'm keeping for now. The installation of the Outcamp mount on the Rhino roof rack is straightforward. What stands out is its 3-point contact system. A bracket on each side, plus a middle bracket that replaces a factory bracket for the Starlink Mini. I also received the new Dishy Shield, which is compatible with the Outcamp mounts. It fits perfectly over the setup with cutouts for the left and right bracket. This integration was seamless and required no additional modifications. Overall, the mounting kit feels very secure. The 3-point contact system provides excellent stability, and I can't see that coming loose. The combination of the Outcamp mount and the Dishy Shield creates a robust and well-integrated setup, which I'm really looking forward to test. I've made some additional modifications to optimize the Starlink setup. First, I purchased an extra 5-meter Starlink USB-C cable. This cable is routed from the glovebox area through the firewall, along the side of the windscreen and up to the roof. This routing ensures a clean installation without exposed cables in the cabin. For power, I've had a triple 12-volt cigarette lighter socket installed by Joe from JS Auto Electrics. To meet the power requirements of the Starlink system, I've acquired a 100-watt cigarette lighter adapter. This adapter is crucial as the Starlink system requires at least 100 watts of power output to function properly. The 100-watt adapter I've chosen is linked in the video description for those interested in replicating this setup. I was curious to see how quickly I could both set up and pack down the Starlink dish on my roof. After a few trials, I found the results quite interesting. Set up the dish turned out to be remarkably quick. In my experience, I can have it fully deployed in under a minute. This rapid setup is particularly useful when I arrive at a new location and want to get connected quickly. Packing down takes a bit longer, but it's still very efficient. I can completely remove the unit from the roof rack and have it safely stored in its bag in under 2 minutes. This process includes attaching the dish and securing it for travel. I found this quick setup and takedown convenient for my travels. However, because I plan to have the Starlink pretty much mounted for longer trips on top of the roof, I wanted something to protect the actual dish. Because I heard that number one, this material is susceptible to UV and fades, so that's not very good. And also supposedly it is fairly susceptible to scratches, and that wouldn't be good either. So having that on the roof where you have branches, rain, sun and all that stuff on there, yeah, I wasn't too sure about it. And I have to say, if I look at the actual Starlink Mini, you see it comes from Elon Musk, because it's a little bit like a Tesla, I think. It's not that perfect. If you actually look at it, it has some creases here on the panel. It has some inconsistencies here, all around it here. It is just not very precise. So reminds me a little bit on a Cybertruck, or on the reviews I've seen of the Cybertruck. But look, I hope it doesn't affect the performance. So I will live with it. I thought whether I send it back for these crease, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. And I spoke to 2 other people. They also both said that theirs isn't perfect either. But I wanted something to protect this. And then I came across, actually I didn't come across it, one of my viewers, Jay, thanks a lot, recommended it to me. And that is the Dishy Shield. That's it. And that is pretty much just a Perspex shield which slides over the unit and then protects the whole unit. There is just one problem, or there was one problem with it. It then doesn't fit the mounting solution here, because the mounting solution doesn't take the shield into account. So I contacted then Outcamp again and said, look guys, why don't you have a mount together with Dishy Shield? So cut a long story short, I put them both together, and now there is a shield on the way, a new Dishy Shield for me on the way, which fits for the Outcamp mounts. So if you want to run both, like I do, you can do that now. You can purchase the Outcamp mount and then the Dishy Shield, which works with the mount. The regular Dishy Shield does not work with the mount because it's going to be clamped on here. But yeah, I haven't tested any of that. I hope it works like advertised. Australian made, love that. Starlink obviously not. And yeah, according to all of my research, that should work quite well for me. So anyway, that's just a short video about the gear I'm going to be installing soon, actually on Thursday, I think. And then I keep you posted along the way how that gear performs. But again, many thanks to Dishy Shield for providing 2 of their shields. A new one is on the way. Then many thanks to Outcamp for providing me 1 of their mounts. I still will tell you honestly, obviously, how all their products perform. And also thanks a lot to the guys from UnderCover for this beautiful bag. I actually have to have a look where they do other stuff because I really like the workmanship and quality of the bag. So very good way to carry your Starlink if it's not in use, at least in my book. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel, and I will keep you posted how Starlink works for me, how the Outcamp roof rack mount for the Rhino platform works for me, and also the Dishy Shield to protect the Starlink on top of the roof. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you along the tracks.